Okay, so we're diving deep today into computer networks
Right.
with this knowledge organizer thing as a guide.
Cool.
And, maybe you think you already got networks figured out right.
Mm,
I mean, you're using one just to listen to us right now, but
right.
there's so much more to it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
what's really going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how much we take networks for granted.
Yeah.
Like, they're the threads connecting our entire digital lives these days, right?
It's true.
Everything from sending a quick text message to streaming a whole movie.
Right.
It's all happening over this really complex network of devices.
Yeah, so let's break it down a little. This
Okay.
organizer says that at its most basic, a network is just multiple devices connected together.
Right.
So what makes that connection so powerful? What can we actually do with it?
Well, think of it like a community, right?
Mm.
Where every member has something unique to offer.
Okay.
So, like, your computer might be great at processing data,
Right.
and my phone has a GPS to figure out where we are.
Oh.
So by connecting, we get to use each other's strengths.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So the organizer also lists all these players in a network.
Yeah.
Servers and routers and switches. It's
It is a lot.
kind of overwhelming.
It is, but think of it like a well-coordinated team.
Okay.
So the server is like the team captain, storing all the important information and making sure everyone on the team can access it.
Mm-hmm.
The router is the coach directing traffic, making sure everyone gets where they need to be.
Right.
And the switch acts like the team manager,
Okay.
keeping track of who's connected and making sure everyone plays fair.
So if the server is holding the information, how does it actually get to my device?
Right.
Is that where the data packets come in?
Exactly.
Okay.
So imagine trying to send like a giant encyclopedia through the mail all at once. It would be a total nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Instead, what we do is we break down that encyclopedia into smaller packets.
Okay.
And each of those has its own little address label.
So they don't get lost.
Right. And that way they can travel efficiently through the network and then be reassembled at the destination.
Oh, so it's like a digital jigsaw puzzle.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. But are these packets flying around through wires or through Wi-Fi?
Well, both.
Okay, is one better than the other?
They both have their advantages and disadvantages.
Okay.
Wired connections, like Ethernet cables, give you a really direct, stable path.
Right.
It's like having your own dedicated lane on the highway.
Okay.
Wireless gives you the freedom to move around, but it's more susceptible to interference, like someone cutting you off in traffic.
So it's all about speed versus convenience.
Pretty much.
Okay, but what about the cloud?
Right.
This organizer says it's not a physical thing.
Yeah.
So where does all that data actually go?
Well, the cloud is this network of incredibly powerful servers,
Okay.
and they're spread out all across the globe.
Wow.
So instead of storing everything on your own personal device,
Right.
you're accessing this shared pool of resources.
So it's like a giant digital library. That's a really good analogy.
Thanks.
But if all of our data is out there in the cloud,
Mm-hmm.
how do we know it's actually safe?
Yeah, that's a big question these days. And
Yeah, it's a huge leap of faith.
yeah, and the security of the cloud is constantly evolving and improving.
Right.
But a big factor is encryption,
Okay.
which basically scrambles your data into a code that only authorized users can unlock.
So it's like a secret handshake that only you and the server know.
Exactly.
That's reassuring.
Yeah.
But even with all these safeguards, it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
as we become even more connected, with 5G and the Internet of Things,
Right.
what new challenges are we going to have to face?
Well, think about it.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where your fridge can order groceries for you,
Right.
or your car drives itself,
Yeah.
and your home adjusts the temperature automatically.
That sounds amazing. But
Right, it sounds great, but all that convenience comes with some pretty big complexities. So how do we make sure that the privacy and the security of all these interconnected devices is protected?
Right.
That's a question that we really need to keep asking ourselves
Yeah.
as our reliance on networks just continues to grow.
Absolutely. Thanks for breaking all this down.
No problem. It's fascinating stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, that's our deep dive into computer networks for today.
Awesome.
Until next time.
Yeah.